Nerdrotic.com.
Oh, yeah, it's the member stream. Welcome, everyone, to the member stream. And this will go live after it's done, or not live, but it'll go public. So, yeah, you'll all be in the public eye. So, I don't know, make sure you have clothes on, or at least a shirt or a blouse if you're a lady or a dude. Not judging here. I'm going to throw in the link in just a moment. Make sure you have your headphones on, your sound running through your headphones. Make sure you have your questions, comments, complaints, compliments. It will all be listened to here. We're going to also try to rotate people in. This is a great suggestion by Eric K. I usually like to let things flow. You know, that's how I let my live streams go. But we're going to try to rotate people in every 15 minutes or so to get as many people as possible. We're going to go for about an hour and a half today. And we'll talk about whatever you want. It's kind of slow right now. I know Kathleen Kennedy is gone again from Lucasfilm, and we can certainly discuss that if you like, or whatever. So here comes the link. And if you're watching this on Nerdrotic Live, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. Leave a comment below. This is where all the live streams go, like Friday Night Tights. And as much as I mention it, I know not everyone watches every second of my live streams. I'm deeply wounded by that, by the way. And I understand that some people might miss that I have two alternate channels. So I have, of course, the main channel, Nerdrotic Live, and Nerdrotic Daily. So here's the link. Hey, what's up, Eric K? How's it going, dude? And there we go. We got Draco. We got the Father. We got Stetson's Gold. We got Lord Thoth. And we've got people coming in. Oh, this is good. Look at this lineup. It's like a murderer's row. We've got Ironcaster. Hey, what's up, my friend?
Oh, doing pretty good. It is Sunday. Got the day off. I'm happy.
Nice.
Well, be the first one.
Every day is a vacation because I love my occupation for me. But I'm glad you have Sunday off, sir, and welcome. We have Jester of Roanoke. Greetings.
Greetings, citizen.
Greetings, human citizen. How are you?
Okay, so far I have a couple kids next to me that are indulging in way too much Easter candy from myself and my wife, and then the grandparents gave them a basket, so there's probably enough to last them through forever.
At least.
So a 15-minute limit is great for me because in about 15 minutes these kids are going to be ping-ponging off of the walls.
And we'll see how it goes, But yeah, definitely. Thank you. We got Draco. Hi, Draco.
Yes, sir. Hello. How are you doing?
Oh, wow. Your little...
It's good. Excellent to be on the stream.
Your thing goes when you talk.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's been doing that for a while, but most people don't see it. Actually, I'm at home for 20 more minutes. Then I'm off to work. But at least for the time being, I'm here. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. We have Vigilante Williamson.
V-dub.
Vigilante Wednesday here on the first episode of a public member stream. And I usually don't do my intro because they're so chill, but this is public, so I have to come in with a vengeance. And I don't have my shirt on, so I didn't listen to that rule.
That's okay. It's a guideline more than a rule. Really? Yeah.
Cool.
And then we have, and welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for joining up. Not Ginger. Hello.
Hello. I tried to buy countertops earlier, and no one was there to help me. But that was unfortunate. Exciting Sunday so far.
So exciting. Yeah, that's a bummer.
I got to increase my property value, man. I got to sell this. I got to sell this place in the near future.
And nobody came by?
No, nobody. I was like, fine, sirs, I shall take my business elsewhere, by which I will mean I will leave and go to Aldi and then go home.
Wow. Oh, well, at least we're here together talking, right? I'm going to turn on my fan. It's getting a little warm in here. Hang on. There we go.
Oh, dear.
I've got my little cooler next to me because I'm not going to turn on an air conditioning in this place, and I'm not paying another $1,400 power bill. Yeah. Culture Casino.
Hell
no. Face reveal.
Greetings, everyone. Actually, yeah, it's more like glasses cleaning. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's a critical drinker size glass.
He's Superman this whole time. He takes his glasses off.
I didn't know.
The big question I have is, how do you avoid getting the glare from your glasses on screen?
Okay, so I position my lights kind of like Gary does, a little bit higher, so that they're coming down on me this way. And then I actually have lights that light the green screen that are off to the side that just hit the green screen. So
because I do it, and I'm getting more so my monitors. So maybe I
yeah,
have to
you also get that, yeah, because like the 65 inch that's up on the wall across the way, that still will reflect back. But yeah, if you can just keep your countenance down,
head down like this, like because when I go up, there you go.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, it's been. I'm like, I figured something like that.
The magic of movie making.
Wanting to ask the hair man about that.
Oh, hey, no, Gary's the pro, man. Gary's
No,
look at Draco there. Look at
I
Draco.
use a freaking Brio camera.
Hey, look, this
expensive one out this whole time, and I haven't hooked it up yet. About a year.
Well, don't you find
I was wondering when that would make a show.
Yeah, because Jeremy's the one who recommended this camera. You know, the 922C Logitech. That's what I use.
Yeah, it's the one. It's the most reliable. This one, Comics recommended it, and it's great. It looks great for him. And I just haven't figured it out because what it does is it blurs out my background. I'm like, I've spent way too much time on that background to blur it out.
Like the background is part of the character.
It is part of it.
It's several characters.
Without it, how else would we know that he used to own a comic shop?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what?
I know.
Neurosphere.
Hey, everyone.
The next thing you're going to tell me is that Sam is black.
I heard Sam was black last episode. I'm not sure. I need one more episode to find out.
I got an opinion that
Was he?
I'm not really sure.
Just
Hi, Neurosphere.
hail to all of you.
Hail. Welcome, sir.
Here you go, right here.
Here, yeah, got to see what you got on your mic there. Oh, we got Gandalf.
Oh,
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke.
Yes, that is good.
Yeah.
Good idea. You got it kind of strapped in, for the.
Yeah, I had him back there, and they just couldn't be seen very well. So I was like, you know what? I wonder if I take him on the box, if I can somehow figure out how to put him on here. So I got this little wire, and I was like, oh, that looks way better.
Just wire them there. You can never change them. I tried to rotate my figures out, and people were like, "Where is Q? Where is Q?"
It's around the universe.
And then we have the movie maniac.
What's up, guys? Good to be here. I don't care about Kathleen Kennedy. I want to know one thing. Is Alex Kurtzman in or out? Because that's the important question.
Yeah.
There was a kind of interesting article that we could look at that popped up last night. I think Rob Shlomo from Midnight's Edge posted on Twitter. That's where I saw it. And it basically said next year He could be gone, or he could be there till 2028. So
It sounds like the Kathleen Kennedy stuff, where it's like he could be gone next week or gone
Never.
there till the end of time.
I've got some news on the Kathleen Kennedy stuff. I do. And Sven.
Hail.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good.
Last time I was on here, I had my camera on because I was not aware you were going to publish this. I did not want to be seen, but that's okay.
You don't have to have your camera on. You don't. And
I
our
got a new
maximum-
microphone. Hopefully, I sound a little better this time.
You sound good.
All
Sound
right.
good. Yeah. Thanks for coming on. So we have 10 people max because of StreamYards. So just hang in there and we'll rotate you in. I see you back there, Stetson's Gold. Wave.
I
You can
won't.
wave. Hi, I can see you.
I won't be here long, so that'll be great.
Nobody has to feel rushed out. I don't know if everybody wants to come on, and we usually get the same number of people for these, which is funny because I have I haven't last count on members. I mean, a lot of it's protomolecule, and unfortunately, the protomolecule people, it's just I think it's $1. They don't get the live streams, but the Geologia and up, and it's usually like 50 people, up to 50 people will watch these. But
Right.
last time I put it on Nerdrotic Live, it did really well. Like people really liked it. So.
Somebody
Awesome.
said in the comments that I had a face for radio, and then I was like, I am not looking at these comments any time longer after this.
Oh, they were cool.
Commenters.
Damn.
Shame.
Ginger does not have a face for radio. Quite the opposite.
Look at
Before I
that
forget.
smile.
Oh, thanks,
Look at
Gary.
Before I forget,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
want to say to one of my coworkers who will no doubt be listening to this tomorrow. Hi, John. Get back to work.
Oh,
There
Jesus.
you go.
Damn.
How much would that
The
suck
order
to be
has been
listening to this
given.
and be told by like someone who's your actual boss to get back to work? That would like piss me off. I'd want to quit.
I don't even know if my boss has told me to get back to work.
Was wondering if I could kind of steal the spotlight a little bit, just for
Sure.
a minute, Gary.
Sure.
A lot of people know, but most of you probably don't. My wife and I lost our grandchild.
Oh, I'm
It'll
sorry.
be a year in May to a disease called DIPG, and what it is it's a brain tumor that forms between the brain and the spinal column. She was 6 years old. I'm going to put a link in the private chat. There was just a major breakthrough in research. Company. It's called The Cure Starts Now. They made a major breakthrough in there might be an actual cure for this because there was never a cure. It's 100% fatal. They are 100% funded by donations, and I just wanted to, you're a big guy, Gary. I just want to get the word out. Like they've made a major.
I put it in the main chat
article, and yeah.
There it is there. And we could put a link in the the description. It's Australian researchers.
Exactly.
Go, hey, Australia. The new way to target deadly childhood cancer.
The
Crazy.
two people who run this research, they had both lost a child to this, and they've dedicated their lives to finding a cure, and they've just made a major breakthrough.
See, that's what.
That's good.
And it's all donation funded, 100% donation funded.
And it's probably getting lost in the coof right now, like a lot of other things are. And that's too bad. So yeah, so if anybody could donate a couple bucks, $1, I will put the link to this website in the description. By all means, check it out. Because that's what we need to do here. But that's for one, I'm sorry for your loss. And
Yeah, thank you.
at least
I appreciate you giving me the spotlight. That's all I wanted to say. We can talk about
all good. It's all good.
No, that's great. I'm gonna make a donation once I'm off camera.
Yeah, I will too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So, there has been. It's entertainment is YouTube is semi-broken right now, and I know exactly why. And I just wanted to tell you guys, I'm not too worried about it. It will work itself out in roughly 20 days. It did the last 3 times this happened. It's happened 3 times in the last calendar year. And at any time there is political strife going on, they put like a clamp or a lockdown on it. So during an election, and then most recently we had the dislikes thing, but that got conflated into the trial that's going on. That I doubt. I mean, I'm not paying attention to it at all, to be honest with you.
I'm not either.
I fully expect there to be riots afterwards, whatever happens. So I think that's has a lot to do with it. YouTube tries to really clamp down on any dissent, there could be, and I think that's in it. And I think they put a certain. I think it's based. I've talked about it before. You know. God, I forgot what they were called, but the ones that put had the little bubbles up and they put me in the alt-right category.
Transparency too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was based on comments, people who you're subscribed to, people who are in your circle. So I think they take these circles and they put clamp downs on them. So like certain people won't be affected, certain people will. So that's what's going on, and it also seems like entertainment news kind of dies out during these times. It's almost like it's all coordinated, but that would be
right.
That would be true.
Well, that's
Just
my
crazy
theory,
talk.
and I'm sticking to it.
Yep.
Just remember who owns half the media out there. So
Half, like
all.
Yeah.
It's all. And so, yeah, I'm going to continue talking about pop culture, and I just want everybody to be safe over the next week. I don't know when the trial ends. I don't know where it's at. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks. But yeah, the only news we got, and it's, I was talking to Az yesterday, and we're both just kind of like drained from a lot of this shit. We're just drained. It's just.
Yeah, I feel you.
Good.
I'm glad I don't live near a major city. I'm still in the suburbs, but I'm just kind of like, nope.
I'm so glad I live in Missouri.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I live where I live.
I hate it here now after all this crap. I'm just like, this state rocks.
I remember those late night streams you had the other last year, Gary. They were just kind of like, well, I hope he's there next time.
Yeah,
it's like crazy. I'm glad you're out of San Fran at least. That's a good step away.
Yeah,
I live in a small town in Indiana, and we just lifted our mask mandate, and I'm glad I can go to the grocery store without wearing a mask. It's nice.
It's different.
That was like 4 months ago.
Yeah, as Gary said, as you travel across the country, I mean, you can really feel difference. There's definitely a different feeling wherever you are, and it's unique where I am because I went and picked up pizza the other night because Friday night tights and pizza go together, and I'll order the pizza in advance online, right, and then I go and pick it up, and I walk in the place, there's nobody wearing a mask, everybody's shoulder to shoulder. I'm one of the lucky people, and I know that, and that's the thing. And so when I see what's going on in Canada and other places, it's grim. It's grim.
Yeah.
Not to insinuate that there isn't something going on, because there is, but if you protect yourself, you should be fine. Wash your hands, like you say, Culture.
Yeah, wash your hands. Wash your ass.
Wash your ass.
The end result is there's so many people that I know that have
rest of your
turned
body.
OCD over everything, and it's like, be sanitary. That shouldn't be hard. It doesn't mean you have to live in a bubble the rest of your life. It means wash your hands.
Well, if the government has any saying that you will live in a bubble for your whole life. The guy whose comment is stuck on the thing, shout out to Lord Thoth. He is he's not, we call him our Canadian Egyptian god. The province of Ontario has now made him a god. He works for the Mounties out there, or the police. I'm not sure what they're called. But yeah, now he can stop anyone he wants. He can do anything he wants now because that's the rule. You can't be outside your house for any reason. RCMP. That's probably the best way to put it.
All of the science that we're supposed to pay attention to, and all of the studies they've done. But wait a minute, they've pointed out, and even the very corrupt WHO has pointed out that they don't work. In fact, they cause more harm than good. And when you have somebody acting based who's incredibly on the other side of the planet, named Bill Maher, you have him coming out and talking some like some honesty to everybody. That's unique, which means it's getting close to him. When we start to see people who would normally be on the other side of the thought process start to say, wait a minute, this is bad. We need to engage brain.
Right.
You know it's getting close to them.
Yeah, it's far worse than they say, though, too. If it's getting close to, like, oh, no, they're in my neighborhood burning my stuff down, or, oh, no, there could be restrictions on me, it's already way far gone.
Well, yeah. I mean, they burned down an Apple store yesterday, which was a good start.
At least they're attacking corporations.
That's eco-terrorism, because you know what's in those batteries and everything that makes up those computers. They're committing eco-terrorism when they do that.
They can only do that if they're given the bombs, so to speak.
Yep.
Actually, I have an iPad right next to me. This stuff.
Oh, that's terrible.
I own no Apple products, period, ever.
Yeah,
I don't think I do. I don't know.
I actually like the iPad. I can't lie. But I don't have an
It's easier to use than
I'm so
the
sorry
tablet,
for you.
Galaxy tablet, but that's what I got now. No, I'm done with Mac.
Yeah, I don't know which global entity do you want to support. You have a choice of two. Do you think that Google's better and less invasive? You're wrong. Do you think that Apple's better and less invasive? You're wrong. Who else do we got out there?
We got to continue to use their stuff as against them as much.
Yeah, just like Frey versus Jason. Whoever wins, we all lose.
Yeah, and
I like
that. And when I say against them, Mama Susan, I mean common sense. Because that's something you're trying to stamp down right now.
Logic isn't allowed.
It is.
That's
not
wrong thing.
allowed.
I mean, it'll be exciting when Bill Maher gets censored.
Yeah.
Authoritative sources.
I think it was like in the live stream you did last week, Gary. I remember I was not at the office listening to it, and I just got really pissed because it's that frustration of we've been saying this for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and Bill Maher, of course, has a very punchable face in a nonviolent way, and him just going on about like, this is crazy. Am I right, guys? And it's like,
well, he's
Welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah, seriously.
He's one of the elite.
We already ate the food. You're
nonsense is getting so bad that it's starting to reach the elites, and they're starting to take notice. I don't agree with a lot of Bill Maher's politics, but what I do agree with is the freedom aspect. I should be free as long as it's not hurting anybody else. I should be free to do just about anything I want, as long as it's not hurting anybody else or damaging anybody's property. That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Individual freedom is more important than the collective.
Exactly.
And them going, well, people are going to die if we don't. I'm like, people have already died by the thousands to protect your individual freedom. So
millions.
Yeah.
You add them all together.
It is
add them all together.
Not my personal responsibility to protect you. It is yours. People need to take personal responsibility in their own safety.
Well, we just had 4 years of the media consistently telling us not to take personal responsibility.
Right. Well, certain people
don't
have to worry about personal responsibility.
The rest don't, because they have been oppressed. And conflating like actual history with perception and pushing false narratives, and they're doing it through pop culture, and it's something we have been saying for 4 years. So I was planning to do a video on what Bill Maher said, and I kind of didn't, but then a really good article came up on Bounding Into Comics Friday night late. I don't know if any of you saw it. It's about, and listen, the article pretty much collates what our arguments have been over the last, 4 years, which has been escapism is dead. And they talk about Warhammer 40K, they talk about Lord of the Rings, they throw up a Just Some Guy video, and listen, it's talking points that I've used. I don't care as long as it gets the word out there. And it's exactly what Bill Maher said. So I don't know if all of you saw what he said, but he basically said escapism was dead. And he was talking about the Oscar nominees. And
I don't go to the Oscars for escapism. That's elitism right there. If he thinks that the Oscars is anybody's escapism.
Well, he is an elitist. And the Oscars haven't been relevant, I mean, well before woke to me. Like, it's
Oh,
been
yeah.
15, 20
Any
years.
award or measurement device in last 3 years has been meaningless.
But the
Oh,
problem
no,
is
last
they
20,
ruined
last 20.
their own stuff to the point that now they're coming into our stuff and ruining it, and then they realize there's nowhere else to go. It's like you can't destroy everything with political nonsense.
Oh, but they're gonna try.
I know.
And that's the point, actually. I mean, the idea is to tear it all down and replace it with nothing, but they're dismal dystopia.
They've already done that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why us calling out their bad art, like with Captain America Girl. I don't even know what that is. The United States of Captain America. I don't know what this was, but
It's Captain America and the search for the missing pant leg.
They're doing a different woke Captain America each month. They did the gay one, they'll do a black one, they'll do a trans one, they'll do any other intersectional one they can come up with. That's the gimmick. They got a different woke Captain America each month because it's showing the real life.
And it meets the same resistance because you're tearing down a character because you're only defining it by immutables or checkboxes or what.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have to step out, but thank you very much for having me in,
Thanks,
Gary. It was
Culture.
awesome, man. I appreciate everything you do, brother. I'm with you in this for the long road. Long road.
Yeah, because it's going to be a long one. Take care, brother. I
See ya.
appreciate it.
Take care, Culture.
Oh, he's on.
I'm gonna hop off too, Gary. I just wanted to come on and talk for a minute. But I've got a small channel just coming up. I've only got about 4 videos. I just wanted to get a little attention on that. The cure starts now, and I appreciate you having me on.
No problem, man. And we'll put that link in the description.
Hail.
Peace,
Hail
guys.
to you, Sven. Thank you.
Take care,
Peace out.
Wait,
Sven.
Thanks, Sven.
And
Father, do you
I'm
have
going to be
origin?
heading. I'm going to be heading to work, so I'm going to be releasing my spot too. I'll be listening on the road as I usually do. You know how I am. I have a small channel at Draco Argentus on YouTube. There's not much there, but I do hang out with other guys who I hope will show up soon. People like this Ace Mr. Freeze down here who's been showing up with us. But check out Jake D's stream later. And as also, you might be checking out, I know he doesn't normally show up for streams, but Matt with Foul Ball Productions, always talk about him because especially as he's doing his Friday night after the Friday Night Tights, the cocktail hour.
Yes, the cocktail lounge.
Check it out.
I'm on, and me
okay.
and Matt have a show because I have a channel and I have like hundreds of videos. I have a ton of fucking videos.
There you go.
Check that out.
Vigilante will be talking about. Talk about it, Vigilante.
Oh, yo, my channel. Well, I'm not leaving, so I'm not gonna plug yet.
But
I'll
I'm
plug
sorry.
in a minute.
But
I'll
I'm
leave in a
gone.
minute.
I'm sorry about that. Take care, guys. Have a great stream.
Peace.
Hail. See you.
Later.
I mean, I'll probably get kicked out soon.
Hail.
Yeah, I gotta go
But-
soon too. But I want 2 things I want to say real quick. One was the Captain America thing, and the second one is Gary. I don't know if you saw my email. I sent you 10 chapters, almost the entire part 1 of my book.
Nice. I did.
It's like
Oh,
almost
congrats.
half of it. So
Nice.
yeah, I want.
And that's actually a good segue because I think everybody's kind of in a lull of pop culture. They've been gone because pop culture has been terrible even before it got woke. I mean, there's still good stuff that came out, but when you have terrible talent and woke talent, it just falters.
Yeah.
So like we need more people creating. Mirrorsphere has a book. Another person in the community I'm going to plug Kai MFS, his book. So I know if this is public, everyone look up Kai MFS.
No,
Look
no,
up
Got my
Space Time
copy.
Domino.
mine's in
Buy
that
it.
room.
Everybody, see, other people have copies. Because the only way we're going to go forward is if we make new content. They're not going to create it.
Right.
And honestly, they don't pay creators anyway. They're not really the creators. They hire them and rip them off.
What's required and is competent. You missed it. Well, we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Nice.
Gosh,
There
okay.
you go. Those flowing locks and that tank top. What's up, Abe?
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I'm feeling it today. I got my 4 teeth pulled on Friday,
Oh, that's
Wisdom?
fun.
so yeah,
That's fun.
I've been so nauseous.
Yeah, I
look
can
at-
imagine,
I'll get
man.
I got a great story for when I got my wisdom teeth pulled. It was hilarious.
I got
But
Treasure book.
See, this is pretty awesome. One of the complaints about being a creator is that nobody actually buys your stuff, and so it's awesome that this community actually does support each other and buy our things.
We've now shown off like what 4 copies of this book.
Yeah.
Like, believe me, I have the artist angst of you post something and people go, I will totally buy that, and then people totally don't buy it. So it's very nice to see people actually buying things.
Yeah.
I trust most of the people who advertise their stuff here because I know that they're interested in the same stuff and not interested in the same things that I am not interested in. Like, I don't want overly political stuff. I want to open up a book about a story about a giant robot or monsters from another planet, something, not,
Right. I'm watching Stargate because I have nothing else to do.
Yes.
I'm almost done with season 2, and I feel like I probably watched this all once before in my life, but I have no memory of it. So this is like real fun.
Stargate. That was my Star Trek.
It was on TV so much for that like good decade there or so that chances are you probably did see a few episodes along the way.
Well, it was also right next to Star Trek a lot of the time. Like I know I saw it, and it's just like it's such bad imagery. Like it's so like pixels are as big as my face, but it's such good, funny cliche storyline.
Teal'c is the greatest character ever.
Who is?
Indeed.
Teal'c. My favorite character in that show.
Teal'c is my favorite, but I'm liking Thor now that I've met the real Thor.
Oh yeah. Little alien Thor.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean you're a little blue guy?
That's the Grace.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's what's so fun about that. It's like it's sort of like a TV show based off of the Exozone.
And
then we had giant pyramids inside donuts.
And then we get to the sequel series, Atlantis, where you get to meet Jason Momoa for the first time.
Yep. That's why I first met him, yeah.
Wait, Jason Momoa is from another planet? That actually explains a whole lot.
That's good.
He's actually from Atlantis. That's why it was perfect that he played Aquaman. See, that was actual representation. That was
there you go. They got an Atlantean to play an Atlantean.
Yeah, I was going over a Lord of the Rings video I may or may not do, and I noticed there is a severe lack of elf representation, dwarf representation in the room for Lord of the Rings. I was
going to say, I saw that that tweet that OneRing.net put out about like how they're worried about the production. I hadn't realized that I knew that about the actors and some of the stuff, but I didn't know they had also lost a consultant, like an actual Tolkien, person. I was just like, oh my gosh, like this I was anxious before about its production. Now I'm just like, I don't have any interest now that I know that there was a person who knew Tolkien who left on terms that were bad.
They canceled
Christopher Tolkien gone.
Yeah,
they canceled the board game based on it. I'm just like, this is like a trash fire, and we haven't seen like a single frame of footage. It's like what's that thing that Marvel hasn't released yet?
Eternals.
Eternals. Thank you. Yeah, it's like the Eternals. Only it's with like Tolkien. It's like what the.
Ever read these ones?
Are you just stealing my books now?
Oh really, dude? I
am appreciating all these close-ups. I really am, because my computer's still out. I'm starting to use my crappy phone, and I was in this chat twice, and I kicked myself out twice. I boomed it twice. So, and by the way, Ginger, you are beautiful and lovely. And I'm going to say another swear word, but then Father Christopher Miller is here, so I won't. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. I'm loving these close-ups.
I was just like, not that ugly.
I'll raise the compliment.
You commenters, be nice to us. Fuck you. No, love you. We love you. Please sub to me. I'm lying. But still be nice to us.
Yeah. I mean, just, keep it focused on me. I mean, punchable face. I understand that.
Yeah, just keep saying Gary looks like Adam Savage. It's fine.
Oh yeah, keep saying that because I love hearing that.
I'm kidding.
You look more masculine than Adam Savage.
You're the non-punchable Adam Savage.
Yeah. You're like Alpha Adam Savage.
I'll say that the dwarves book, if you ever I want a book like Lord of the Rings, but like more about the dwarves. That book is awesome because it's like main characters in the entire story is the dwarves. So it's all about like the dwarf culture. They're pretty much the heroes.
The Lord of the Rings TV show, which is the big difference is it's the Lord of the Rings. It's supposed to focus on it, but so there is problems. They've spent almost it's $1 billion already. They canceled the video game. They've got stars leaving left and right. I saw that. Will Portal. I can't remember his last name. He looks like a young Elrond. Like he was perfect casting. And and then we hear that New Zealand let it leak because they had to tell their taxpayers how much they were spending on the show. So New Zealand was spending it
was 456 million, and they haven't they got squat. It was
still giving them
almost half a billion, and they haven't.
Yeah, 104 million went from the taxpayers towards this.
Oh boy!
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess we're bailing out Hollywood, so you can't really say much. But that's still terrible.
Well, I will say that I started watching the Soviet version last night, and
I did too.
Wow!
Was it really that good?
That was really bad. Weeks ago. It was so bad.
So hard.
Oh, the golem.
And just the guy walking around in the ghillie suit. It's did you just take that from one of your Soviet soldiers?
I didn't know. There's a Soviet Lord of the Rings.
They donated it to the party.
I heard about it, but I haven't watched it. So
I was
in Russia. Ring, where's you?
Where can we find this? Where's it on?
On YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh, is it really? Oh my gosh!
Soviet Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
Was it?
I feel like we could just do a stream just talking about this version of it.
Oh, it's just ridiculous.
You shall not pass.
Oh, is that Legolas?
Also,
This is Golem. This is Smeagol and Deagle.
Hey, this is where vegans come from. Shh.
Дай-ка его мне, миленький дядько. Почему же? Подожди. Я хочу его получить в подарок. Я тебе уже сделал сегодня утром подарок.
Russian CG leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, this was made in 1991, so this is straight up communist storytelling here.
Oh man,
The Star Trek communist got what he wants. The entertainment.
Man, so communism has been screwing up entertainment for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would crowdfund this. This seems like a laugh.
And I'm afraid the new one is not gonna be much better either.
It turns into a
Don't
straight up.
worry, Chernobyl makes much better programming.
Here, now listen to this.
Have some focus.
Было. Такое ярко.
Where are my subtitles? They're gone.
Я горло надел его на палец.
It's nice to see you in the role, though, Gary.
Yeah.
I didn't know you
I was gonna say it looks like Kelsey.
That'll be me in about 15 years.
Yeah.
Whoa. That was a natural reaction.
Little cameo from Eartha Kitt.
Wow.
Eartha Kitt overdub.
So that's like a Soviet ghillie suit. I'd expect a Soviet sniper to wear that when he's in a swamp.
It does.
He probably was.
Yeah.
Are they
and then
calling
just,
each other comrades?
Well, that looks like straight up looks like a Russian.
Yeah.
Right there, with his little pink polka
Mr.
dot.
Bean.
Yeah. There's Gandalf on the right. Yeah, that's the Russian, the commie Lord of the Rings, everyone.
Dear God.
It looks fantastic.
Wow.
I can't wait till 5 years from now when that's the only way we can make entertainment is through communism.
Yeah.
Can I lend a bright spot actually on this? I don't know how many people are into Mystery Science Theater. I know there's at least one person here who is besides me. But so they just launched a new Kickstarter to fund their next season, and I actually think it's quite interesting because the whole purpose of this one is they're going to now have their own thing, their own distribution platform, essentially. And so I know we talk a lot about how a major hurdle is how do you distribute product when you cannot get the approval of a streamer or a network. And in the case of MST, they did the Kickstarter 6 years ago at this point. They got the money, and the big question at the time in 2015 was, well, how are you going to air this stuff? And at the time, Netflix picked it up, bless you, and then they did a season 12 as well, and then Netflix went, we don't care anymore, we don't want it. And so now Joel Hodgson's come back and has said, he's like, well, I don't want to be beholden to any masters anymore, so we're going to make our own distribution platform, in the words of Bender that I will always say, so forgive me, Father, make my own distribution platform with blackjack and hookers. In fact, forget the distribution platform.
I like that clip.
I love it. Yeah, it's part of my daily life. But
baby, you know what? You know it.
I just think it's really interesting that we've talked a lot about it. I know, particularly in these streams, and the fact that now they're actually doing it. Like, it's a person who can actually raise the funds and kind of get the clout and set them into motion. Also demonstrates just how quickly we were able to do this stuff that we couldn't do 5 years ago. Now that we have the means and we have the knowledge of, if you got the right person, you can make the app and you can do the thing and host it, and that's the thing. And yes, I see a comment in chat saying I really like Mike in the role. I too am a Mike Nelson fan. I'm just saying. Mystery Science Theater is awesome.
The downside with the new Mystery Science Theater is Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
I cannot stand him. I really can't. But on the bright side, they raised what, $2 million so far?
They're doing
the 3. They're into their next stretch goal or whatever. So they're doing pretty well. I mean, and I agree on
they
that.
are.
But
they are.
He's not one of the main people making jokes, thankfully, because I agree. Patton Oswalt is kind of, I don't know. I was gonna say gone to the dark side, but it's hard to watch him in things now.
He's tired.
Yeah. Doesn't he look tired?
He does.
I mean, luckily Patton is not one of the riffers. You don't have to listen to him the whole time and all this stuff. But he's on the show, and that's always kind of a bummer when you're like, this person hates my guts because of what he said, and he's never met me.
It's kind of like I never like Seth Rogen stuff, but he reminds me often of Seth Rogen, who he made his money early on, and now he sits around instead of being funny, he's a bitter narcissist who tells everybody what they think is funny.
Yep.
And it's kind of old, so it's I don't. Yeah.
It was arguable whether he was funny in bit roles.
He was funny in bit roles, and my kids and I kind of like him in Ratatouille, but it's like he's not trying to be funny there. He's just sort of playing a character.
He's just an actor in that case.
He's just an actor.
He'd make a great live action Fozzie Bear, and then you could have Jordan Peterson as Kermit and.
I want to see this now.
Ozzy, make your bet.
Lay it down, Miss Piggy.
The only thing is good in is 40-Year-Old Virgin, in my opinion.
Amy Schumer, no,
he's ever been good in, and that is a very good part that he's about in for 5 minutes. Sucks.
Even still, Ratatouille, 40-Year-Old Virgin. These are both 15-year-old movies.
Yep.
I mean, the guy stopped doing stoner movies as soon as James Franco stopped doing stoner movies because the guy was riding his coattails for, I don't know, since Freaks and Geeks.
Yep.
It's sort of annoying that you can get so far in Hollywood off of just smoking pot and standing around.
Well, now he's
California sober. What?
So,
well, my friend remembers the only thing my friend ever liked about him was in Donnie Darko for a little tiny part where he just said, "Show me your boobs," and that was it.
So he had one funny line 20 years ago.
Well, that's yeah.
I don't think we're going to hear from him much longer because he is distributing pot now. He started a pot distribution business.
Wow.
Really?
Seems like all the stoner movies now went away when everything started getting legalized.
Well, yeah, because there's no novelty anymore.
I gotta say, pot being legalized in California has made the driving so much more interesting around here. Because and now you can pick out on the freeway who the stoners are. They're the ones who are in the slow lane going about 55, just not really.
Whatever the speed limit is, they're right at it. Hey, man, I'm not going to get pulled over today.
Yeah. I live in Colorado, and I see that too. You're like, yep, that guy's stoned.
I mean, yeah, in Colorado, it's a bit nuts. You got all the stoners, and you got all these rich fucking Porsche drivers who just love to rock and roll on these mountain roads. And then there's me and my little Hyundai just trying to be swerving between them.
Well, I just love how in downtown Denver, there's a pot store on every corner.
Every corner.
Oh, yeah. Vegas was terrible.
It is
Vegas
sad.
Just a cloud of pot smoke, and if you like it, that's great. I don't, and so I'm sitting there. I have my mask on. I'm actually thankful I have my stupid mask. I don't have to smell the pot.
Well,
smoke.
I've got to say, as a Brit here, the only kind of place that's kind of quite like that is quite like a scene from a fairy tale or Lord of the Rings is a place called Glastonbury. That's a very odd place.
Yeah, I've heard some fun stuff about some weekends there.
Yeah, just lots of pagan, weird, and that's just from the coffee shop.
All right. Before I go, because I gotta get out of here soon. One more thing, on Friday Night Tights, they showed that clip with Captain America talking about, he apologizing to Falcon about the shield.
Yeah.
Fuck Marvel.
Yeah.
They literally just insulted every single veteran who's black, who's ever given their life for the American symbol. And they're like, well, the American symbol given to you might be offensive. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
You put thought into that. They did not, other than their of the moment politics.
The literature.
Every single black veteran or active military member should be. That's a slap in the face of them because they're literally dying and fighting for a country they love. And the American Captain Shield is like American symbol, and that's what he was saying. Is like, oh, we're sorry, the American symbol is now offensive to you.
Well, I mean, it also goes to Iron Man 2, Mirrorsphere, where the Iron Patriot was flying around with Don Cheadle inside the costume.
Yeah.
Neville was pointing that on Twitter all day. I think it was yesterday, and it was a great point. It was bullshit. For one, if you felt that way, Steve is your closest friend. You talk to him about it, right? And if you don't, then he's not your friend. Then he's not your. Then he's like your boss, or he's like a coworker. If you're worried about offending him or worried about his feelings, you have that conversation. If you're a friend.
Well, it kind of reminds
when I saw that
me
clip, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, are you serious?
It kind of reminds me of the way Star Trek writing is now. It's like these people, did they not even watch the show prior?
Nope.
It's crazy.
No.
It's so funny
to be that disconnected.
It's so funny how this is like the time where people are really excited to write coffee shop scenes where people talk about their feelings, but it also demonstrates there is like a duality of how people don't understand in when they talk about toxic masculinity. It's the duality where people at the same time say we want men should be able to talk about their feelings and not be mocked for it, and at the same time they say men are oversharing, shut up, we don't want to hear it. And from a group of it's true if you're in the online discourse spaces or Tumblr, as I have been in that personal hell for 10 years, it doesn't make any sense because they want two opposite things. And then at the same time I'm like, but you guys love writing people talking about feelings. Because number one, it's easy, but why don't you do it now? Where the solution is usually just talk to Steve. It'll fix it. If you're really feeling this way, talk about these things. No, we can't have that.
I've only seen one scene from Falcon and Winter Soldier, and it was the one where Sebastian Stan says, "But you're black" or something like that, and I just was immediately like, "Men don't talk to each other like this, especially these two in previous films. Why are they suddenly talking?"
Cartman there.
Well, I think we're all overthinking. I have not seen one scene of that. I'm not going to watch that. But we're all overthinking it. This is something that was written. This was not written within any canon that was previously established. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if just like the WandaVision writer who didn't know who Mephisto is, if none of these writers even seen or have saw any of the MCU movies.
These
because
people
they're all
are
just
gold
fish
writers. They're
people on
remember
Tumblr.
what happened 5 seconds before. You turn around, tell them what the newest woke thing is. They're going to go swimming towards it, and then immediately they'll be distracted by something else, and they'll forget whatever else they wrote before.
Well, here's what they did, and it's very interesting. So they based it on Kyle Baker's The Truth, which is a comic book that came out 10 years ago, which was there was a black man who they tested the super soldier serum on before Captain America, and they made this one after, right? So Captain America wasn't aware of it. He was made aware of it. Isaiah wasn't as angry as he was in this one. He did get screwed over. But then his grandson becomes the Patriot from in Young Avengers. But VW is right. Instead of putting that in context, and you can't in the movie, so because you have literally 1,000 Captain America stories that go along with that show that Steve is a solid guy, and he is not. He's always been about the people of America, and not really a tool of the government. There's been story after story that goes back way back that he has always been his own man, right?
Right.
And fully aware of what's going on in America. He's not this innocent doof And as a matter of fact, there's so many I can point out so many times in the comic where he was like, listen, I am not this like, innocent little naive guy from the 40s. I know what's up, basically. He says it time and time again. He's incredibly smart. And what they keep showing in the comics is every time they pass the mantle is you can't. Steve Rogers is Captain America. The serum worked on him because he was a special person. And the Red Skull proves that because it was a very similar serum and it exposed his, soul basically. And that's what the serum does.
The first Captain America movie did that so well. They're like, yeah, you're a good boy. Look at this asshole. He grows up to be a bigger asshole.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing in that one too is that he was like, they were taking around his picture, showing him off as a, advertisement. And then the whole time he's annoyed. So he kind of went off in his own and did his own thing and rescued a bunch of people, giving him, the government's like, oh, okay, well, maybe we should give him just an elite team so he can infiltrate stuff.
The first half of that movie was well written.
I love
the movie's underrated, honestly.
Yeah.
It's one of the more underrated MCU movies.
It's hard when you have like a Red Skull character to keep it all tight at the end. And I don't think the movie like had the best ending, but like it was good. And really
That's one of the guys who was Steve Rogers' group in the 1940s. I swear the actor was the same guy who plays Frenchie in The Boys. I might be wrong.
I'd say that the Captain America trilogy is largely the most consistent, or even the best of all the trilogies they put out for Marvel.
Definitely. Completely undone. In 5 episodes, it's been completely undone. The Avengers has been undone. The MCU has been undone, and it's by bad writing, by the way. It's accomplished it. I even saw, Robert Meyer Burnett, somebody I absolutely respect, but he came on and goes, wow, I really liked what they did in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They're really taking on some important issues. I'm like, like Robert Meyer Burnett doesn't have kids. So, it's like, you're supposed to be able to sit down with your kids and watch this. Right. This is Disney Plus. This is the family hour. And you gave us a Marvel after school special. So I don't know.
Kids are learning critical race theory in kindergarten now.
They are, Vigilante.
All right. I got to go. Thank you for all letting me have. If anybody doesn't know my channel, it's the Mirrorsphere Origins. Name's right below. You can find me there. I haven't done too much in the last couple of weeks due to my newborn. So I've been a little too busy.
Congratulations, my friend.
Do anything, unfortunately, but I will hopefully be getting stuff done. I've been working like literally with him and my book.
Taking care of the next generation is the most important thing.
So,
yeah. It is.
Yep.
All right.
You're
So
raising the future.
peace.
Congrats.
Take care.
Love y'all guys. Thank you for having me on, and I'll see you guys later.
See ya.
And I'm gonna leave too because I got a trillion things to do, and I know you want to rotate people out. I have a channel as well. It's Vigilante Williamson. I talk about pop culture and a bunch of other stuff. So, and I do a show with Matt from Fireball Productions, who was always also mentioned on Wednesdays, either on his channel or my channel. And I do shows throughout the week. So please check me out. Please sub to me. And thank you for having me. And thank you. I guess this is going to be public, which is really cool. So shout out to all the new people who've never heard of me before. Peace.
Yes. Take care, VW. VW, you got to check out his channel. All right. He's ahead on a lot of stuff. So I watch his stuff. I watch Matt at Foul Ball all the freaking time. I watch Jake D. I support these channels, these up and coming channels. Never call yourself a small channel. Never. Okay. Mindset. It's all about mindset, right?
It's a growing channel.
It's a growing channel. You remember when who was it? God, who was the gorilla mindset guy? Who was
Jocko?
I can only think of Jocko Willink right now.
Yeah, it wasn't Jocko. It was, Mike Cernovich, I think.
I was thinking Gorilla Grodd, but I knew that was the wrong one.
Mike Cernovich?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that was Mike Cernovich. Gamer days. Gamer days.
Where's the dog? Where's the dog?
Yep. Yeah. So, hey, maybe we can fit one more person in. Oh, we can.
How about I do us all a favor and I step out as well to make room for others.
Ironcaster, thanks, buddy.
All right. Before I go, I just want to say Tuesday, I'll probably be doing a live stream talk about Transformers. So anyone who wants to come talk about those big bots that would say daring things like freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Then
Did you get the Transformer? Like the Transformer?
Are we talking about the? Oh no! The one auto. No, I can't. It's like $700. I can't swing that one.
It's sold out. So I bought one for Az, and I got one for myself, and I don't know why, because I don't own a single Transformer toy, but I was like, God dang, that's cool.
Like there's other ones I was looking at. Like,
my wife was pissed.
The actual ship, the Arc, they're making into a Transform, and like that one, like, oh, I really want that because it also comes with like a little Telegram one thing.
Dude,
but
Ironcaster, you got to get the Optimus one. Save up for it. You're a Transformers fan. That's like the pinnacle,
like,
dude.
just also because I bring him out every stream. Oh, my big green son, who looks yellow.
He looks purple.
And of course, because he's not intimidating enough, we gotta give him a Sinestro Core ring.
Why do we have to give him a cross shot?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That was my question.
Packing a pretty big purple gun there, though.
Ah!
Yes. Thanks, Ironcaster.
All right. Everyone take care.
Take care.
That is a great comic there, Father.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta say, it was interesting. If I was going to show you the one that I just picked up this week.
Oh, what do you got? What do you got?
It's a facsimile of the DeLance story, The Gift, where Picard is given a chance to go back and fix an error where his brother died as a kid and the consequences of what would have happened if he lived.
Did he go back and fix the card?
Come here, everybody wants to see you.
But I don't know, Gary, if you saw the tweet I sent you. I went a little nuts at the comic book store.
Come here.
Holy cow.
Just a second. Father's talking, okay?
It was half off comic day. It was half off back issue day, so I don't think I paid more than $4 for a comic. I picked up probably about 50 comics from the 60s and 70s. A lot of Superman action comics. Got a lot of reading material for the next few months. See, I got this one, Lois Lane number 30.
Nice. I have that. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, okay, $7.50, half off is what, $3.25? That's cheaper than a new comic.
Yep. And they're better than new comics.
They are.
I told you, I got a huge run of old freaking Silver Age Superman for like next to nothing. And I was like happy as hell. And Justice League. Because nobody easy back issues.
Yeah, I found a little bit of Christmas money that I hadn't spent, so I figured, what the heck?
Wait.
I went a little nuts.
All right, let's see Truck Dog. Are you driving though? Please be safe.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah, don't crash.
Yeah. I'd like to see
I'm
Truck
being
Dog.
safe. She's standing right here, and every time I reach for her, she backs up.
Oh yeah, the thing that dogs do.
Okay.
There she
is. Yay! Truck Dog.
Hey, there she is.
There's Truck
Dog. Truck Dog.
Okay, now I'm worried about the driving.
Oh yeah. Get down, Truck Dog.
I need to see.
Just yeet the dog.
Yeah, now I'm
It's not yeet the dog. Not out the window, at least.
Okay, yeet the dog, not in the out window direction.
Yes, in the passenger seat.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Tuck and roll.
No.
Once again, I have to apologize for this mic, by the way. It keeps cutting in and out and stuff. Can't wait to get a new PC. But good to see my favorite people here. Anyway, my favorite trucker is there.
I feel much better. Truck Dog is down on the floor now.
Dude, I can barely see anyone, so I'm just like going, "Oh, it's hey, whoa, hey!"
Yeah. Well, we can see you. We got a
Awesome.
close up of you. Yeah. Well, there you go.
Trim my nose hair.
It's all right. We all.
Yeah, we could give you an eye exam.
Oh, I like to clean my own. I don't need to see yours.
Yeah.
They make trimmers for that.
They do.
They do.
So I'm in Stockton,
boys are
California,
gross.
on my way to Rancho Cucamonga.
Rancho Cucamonga. Lovely.
California
Rancho
has such interesting names.
You guys in your socialist Republic of California. I mean, Gary, you need to get out.
I do.
Hey, he's working on it.
Working on it. We're at the
Yeah, I
house.
know.
I don't know what.
Yeah, and then I got to go up to Apple Valley and pick up a Big Lots load that goes to Lewiston, Idaho. And then I'm going home for the weekend.
I will stay here, country roads, West Virginia. I am going nowhere near California.
Don't forget the Mountain Mama.
Oh yeah, Mountain Mama. Let's go Mountaineers.
Yeah.
Sorry about the beeping.
Oh, is that like people close to your
Front end? Yeah. People
Yeah.
cut me off. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or I'm getting too close to someone.
Oh,
I thought that it was like a checkout lane somewhere because I thought like somebody was at a grocery store listening. I was like, man, they're buying a lot of stuff.
Yeah, no.
No, it's just me catching up to people.
So who's been reading any Red Skull recently? I mean, Jordan Peterson.
I read his 12 Rules. It was really good.
Clean your room.
I
don't know how
That's the only main story that I kind of that.
I honestly don't know how.
Tanahisi Coates guy. He's quite the guy, quite the interest, and he's won awards for writing as well. So.
Well, old Jar Jar and Tauntaun, they're going to ruin Superman. So.
Yeah, actually, that kind of reminds me. I was going to say, that it's weird how the both Marvel shows. It's kind of crazy that they make their villains or their supposed villains. Like I'm baffled at how they cannot realize that some of their villains make more sense than the heroes or pretend heroes. Like when Zemo's off on his quest to stop super soldiers, that makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And when Hayward's off to get rid of Wanda because she's a threat and has people imprisoned, that makes sense to me. But I'm supposed to dislike them. Why?
Well, it's their paradox. Like they want the establishment because the establishment makes them money, but then they want to bring out stories that's these characters are anti-establishment, and that's the ones that they concentrate on and try to make you feel for, and it doesn't really work out very well. Like you realize the hypocrisy, or at least most people do.
It's the most insane pretzely logic out there, though. It's like how as they're writing, they can't realize that they're writing characters like this, and then they put it up on screen and then are baffled when people point it out. It's like, how can you be that disconnected from what you've created? You yourself have written these fictional characters to be this way, and you don't realize that they are like they make a lot of sense.
I would say it's probably because
Wanda out.
People used to be able to have a comprehension of nuance. It's the whole idea that, when you made a really good villain, you could also understand the villain, which is what kind of made the villain scary at the same time, because it made the villain human and approachable to be. You thought to yourself, oh, I can get it. But then I think currently we have people who are they're activists first as opposed to trying to tell a story first. And so they're just like, don't care, need to tell my point of view. And no, that's it. No, there really is no nuance. Like, this is just how it is.
Yeah, it's the whole mentality of I want to punch a Yahtzee, but I don't want to go to jail for it. So,
but I don't actually want to feel like have to swing because punching is hard.
It's hard, and it hurts my pinky.
What's real here?
I picked up my soy milk carton once, and I'm still spraying from
just run away. Like. Punching some dude on the street, that's not a Nazi. Punching a real Nazi, it's fucking dangerous. Just walk away.
All I know is that these people tend to operate on one level, and that's being a wolf in sheep's clothing, and now they're wearing the clothing of Captain America, it seems. And he must have been like laughing through his teeth when he said, I chose the flag. And it's like, Ta-Nehisi Coates, I heard what you said about 9/11, my friend. I don't think you support any flag, But anyway, I look forward to Superman.
I look forward to Gary's videos about Superman. That's the only part.
That's what I'm looking forward to as well.
I'm really gonna like when we get those like short clips with like Superman's full body with Gary's head.
I don't know.
Jeremy's Lex Luthor, and he's just like, I like Nintendo.
I'm just wondering how this new Superman is going to do anything without any agency or decision in his own life. Like, I could save him, but I can't fly because of racism.
Is he still going to date Lois? Are they going to race swap Lois?
No,
they should make her an Asian
Lois
woman.
going to date him. Is he going to be worthy of Lois?
Maybe he'll be dating Jimmy Olsen.
Darn it! That's
I thought that would be funnier. I didn't mean to make you guys upset.
We just got sad.
I would actually say at this point,
Stop
don't give
saying
them
at this point, because all you just think is content.
Or Jimmy Olsen's gonna be Jane Olsen.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good
point.
Yeah.
Definitely not a redhead.
So, I mean, they already race swapped Jimmy anyway.
So I'm gonna pop off. Let somebody else pop in.
Alrighty.
I guess I can give a little plug for my channel. So the Nerd Father, I'm a Catholic priest, even though I don't have my clerics on, and I'm wearing a toxic T-shirt right now.
Oh, you're canceled.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, I'm doing a little channel, basically theological videos and nerd videos. So that's why I chose Nerd Father. So thanks, Gary, for having me on the stream. And
anytime, Father. Thanks for
we'll
joining.
catch up with you guys later.
Bye, Father.
Okay.
Bye, Father.
Bye, Father.
What is Paul's favorite comic book? I wonder.
What's whose favorite comic book?
St. Paul's.
St. Paul's favorite comic book?
Yeah. You know, Nerd Father and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kapla, Bird of Prey.
Hello, world. It's Bird of Prey 5. Claw.
Woo!
How's everyone doing?
Good.
Pretty good.
How are you, comrade?
Yeah. Wearing two masks.
Things are pretty good
He's
here.
part of the Klingon Empire. That's a meritocracy if I ever saw one.
Yeah.
No, that for Russian. I know you haven't watched it, Gary, but For All Mankind on Apple TV, I'm really liking it. And it's all Russians versus the Soviets versus the USA.
Yeah, of course, magically all the women have to go to space and no men. Is that
No, actually, it's pretty balanced in space. In space, it's balanced.
Yeah.
On Earth, it's not.
Well, in space is talking about meritocracy. That is the ultimate meritocracy right there.
In all honesty, it is. Yeah, in space, they don't give the women any free rides. There's plenty of men in space. On Earth, yeah, the women tend to rise to the top.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see. Yeah. I mean, if you like it, that's good. Like Apple TV, I don't know how many people are actually watching it.
That's the thing. Probably nobody. But it's Ronald D. Moore. It's a quality, especially the first season. Just watch the first season and stop. It's a mini series, 10 hours. They're hour-long episodes, no commercials. It's good.
I know
Real good.
Apple TV has the Charlie Brown Peanuts Gang specials, and that's really we subbed to them briefly.
And believe me, I hate Apple. As was brought up earlier, I don't have a single Apple device. I haven't since the iPod Touch bricked on me during an update.
Denouncing white supremacy thing is I denounce Apple products.
A touch.
No, just to be clear, I'm no Apple fanboy.
Yeah. Right there with you, Bird. Yeah, this is the
I've got a Samsung
from Heavy. I got a Samsung too. That's what I have.
Heavy? What the fuck is that?
I've never heard of it. So yeah,
news sites.
Heavy on Star Trek. It's heavy.com. I've heard of heavy.com, but I don't. Yeah, there's so many sites that anybody can start. But yeah, it came out a couple days ago, and it basically says, is he leaving or not? And he may or may not be. That's all it says.
Please, God, let him
Yeah.
Entertainment is so freaking dead right now. Yeah, so here, let's just read the important paragraph. After his success with Discovery's first season, that's debatable.
Yeah, no.
Success is a strong word.
Yeah. The press release stated the deal included giving Kurtzman creative control over to expand Star Trek universe into the several more shows. Though the release didn't give details, it also announced that Kurtzman will be taking the franchise into the animated space, which it hasn't done in the 70s. We already know all this. The contract that Kurtzman signed with CBS goes until 2023. All right, so we're stuck with them for like 2 more years. I don't even know why we're talking about it. So far, no new contract has been announced. Well, why would it be? They've got 2 more years. However, it doesn't look like Kurtzman will be done with Star Trek when the contract is up. No, so I think Star Trek will be done by that time. There's no Star Trek going out until 2028, folks.
It's a tax write-off
By
at this
2023, yeah, you've got Picard season 2, which is probably going to do nothing. You've got
Oh no, it's going to
this
destroy it
Prodigy,
because-
which is going to do nothing, and oh my God, Strange New Worlds, which was the only thing any of us really cared about, and any of us, some people cared about, and they couldn't even give us a single frame.
Yeah.
During that big drop of info.
Isn't it being filmed?
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be being filmed. They could have gave us a shot or something. There's been nothing new released.
Yeah,
But
that
don't
Pike show's
worry.
the only thing I'm looking forward to in Star Trek. I'm such a Trekkie, and I'm so disappointed in all these shows. Discovery has to be a tax write-off. It has to be. There's
So
no-
basically, spend the
given up,
next few years just watching old box sets because that's the only decent thing you're gonna
Oh, yeah.
material,
No,
wise,
because-
and then just
because
make
I can't
content
watch-
about the
I can't
stuff
watch
that's so
Star Trek anymore.
ridiculous. Sorry,
No.
yeah.
Well, that's what I've been doing for
That's why I'm watching
10
Stargate.
years.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like because I've seen Deep Space Nine a million times. It's my favorite show, but like I can't, like I need something that I haven't seen before, you know. So, but like, fuck TNG. I can't, like everything is basically ruined past Deep Space Nine. So
I agree.
I
Yeah.
just don't want to have to be stuck watching the old same things again. So I'm loving YouTube content.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know. I
pretty.
can stomach Voyager pretty well. Like it's fine. The first 2 seasons are kind of horrible, but after that, it gets a little bit better.
I mean, I liked season, the last 3 seasons, last 4 seasons. But it just doesn't do it for me. Like Harry Kim isn't my most exciting person in the world. Yeah,
I actually
Because
find
you're
Harry Kim
racist.
more annoying than Neelix.
Yeah.
Neelix was pretty bad. Like Star Trek has this thing where the first 2-3 seasons of each one of the shows, it's just kind of like they're trying to find themselves, and it's not working. And then all of a sudden, something happens, something snaps, and it's great.
Yeah,
So
like I
Deep
love
Space
DS9.
Nine was
It's
the
my
one
favorite
that
out of the series, but the
didn't do
first,
that.
I don't know.
Funny enough, Voyager only became interesting when 7 of 9 appeared, and I don't know why. It's funny.
I mean, I don't know. I think honestly, for me, Deep Space Nine was like that. It was the goatee that I don't know. Like all of a sudden,
Season
Cisco
2
showed up
was
with the goatee, and I'm like, okay, yep, this is
Yeah.
it. This is my captain.
No, I love the season 2 opening. That when I first rewatched it, because I don't remember seeing it the first time, I was probably too little. But when I first rewatched, I was like, "This is so cool."
Well,
Just
I
like
live in
the
West
connection
Virginia.
shows.
I live in West Virginia, and syndicated TV is sketchy at best, especially back in the late '90s, early 2000s. And so, like, I would watch one episode, and then they would move it around. So one day it would be at 5 o'clock on a Sunday, and then the next week it's like midnight Monday morning.
Right, it would be like
So,
from Mondays to
I'm-
Thursdays back to Sundays.
Yeah. So I would never get to watch it normally. So like recently, probably a couple years ago, I actually sat down and marathon DS9. So
I do that about once a year.
I used to
have all
love
the
I
DVDs.
just don't know how you guys do those kinds of things.
I used to love characters like the Doctor and Data, basically characters that were not human, that through the arc, their arc was to try and find their humanity, and then does that actually make them human? And for people that felt like outsiders watching stuff like that, it's not directly addressing people as, oh, you're victims. It's like, here's a character, here's a concept, and let's play around with it. And it's not like that anymore. It's like, oh, the latest news of today, but we're in the future.
Yeah, and I think the reason why I personally like Deep Space Nine out of all the Trek series a bit more is because they actually went and tried to put the Federation and all that stuff to the test in a way that it hadn't been before, to see, do these ideals hold up? What do we have to do to keep them intact? Sorry, I got a kid next to me, and
That's fine.
and they like I think the best episode, like in my opinion, one of the best episodes in all of Star Trek dome is in the Pale Moon Light, where Cisco basically he gives up every core principle to save every core principle of the Federation.
It's such a good episode.
Yeah.
It's also a great Garrick episode.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why you came to
fantastic,
me.
Garrick.
Because I can do the things that
And
you
you know
can't.
what's great about it? You don't have 5,000 ships flying around each other as the climax. You have like a discussion between the two of what happened, and you don't get that with the new track. It's like,
One
okay,
ship
well, it's
exploded.
the series, it's the end of this episode or the end of whatever. We have to have lots of lasers because it's a bad reboot thing. It's got to be more
More lasers, more robots.
Well, even
droids.
More lame.
It's not just the Star Trek Discovery. Like CW shows do this too. Like they'll blow their budget on 2 episodes. Like it's either a crossover or the first episode or the last episode. And the rest of it is, like Gary says, fillings in hallways and fillings in cornfields and stuff like that. So
Yeah, but Star Trek could write good episodes on those low budgets in the past.
This is very, very true. You are absolutely correct.
I mean, it was Bird of Prey. You got me to watch the first original series episode when they had the Romulans, and like you could have filmed that in a basement with one side being the Romulan ship and one side being the Enterprise, and it's just a submarine duel. It's so
Right, a balance of terror.
yeah. No.
Also, I really like the Enterprise incident, which is another Romulan episode. It's in season 3. If you.
Oh, I watched all 3 seasons, and you.
Oh,
you're the
okay,
one
good.
who inspired me to do it because I was watching DS9 on repeat, and you were like, "I love DS9, but here's all these other good episodes," and I was like, "Well, okay, I can listen."
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm
and
glad.
part of what made in Pale Moonlight fantastic is like a good chunk of the episode is just Captain Sisko sitting there talking to the camera, like making why he did things, like trying to make sense of it and trying to say to himself why he did everything.
I've now seen 5 episodes of TNG, which is the only Star Trek I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wow.
This is what I was saying about.
I got
everyone's
this
going
far
back
in
to
my
the old
nerd zone without
I
seeing
am
a
so
damn
sorry.
piece of Star Trek. And
I am so
Ooh,
sorry. for
Riker
you.
sits down. This is classic.
yes,
Oh yeah.
Every single
Yes.
time.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
The man does not know how to sit.
Because
I love Riker so much.
Popular.
I don't bend over for
I'm
anything.
here because he's like, I can't believe he just did that again.
He couldn't do that in later films because he started making the old man noise. Oh.
Well, he started gaining
Looks
weight
like
too.
he's
Probably
trying
couldn't
to
get that leg up
get
there.
on a horse.
Oh, it's got a hot shot going every time he sits down. It's like you know what I'm packing under there.
Yeah, I kind of like that he asserts his dominance over every chair that he sits in.
He did.
He also does it just like in leaning, and he has to assume a power pose every time he's in shot.
It's 'cause
Well,
of his
he's
back,
also
but
very
yeah.
tall too. So
I
he's gonna
don't
do
care.
that
It's
no matter.
great.
It is
Was
great.
John Wayne? Did John Wayne ever cameo in original Trek?
No, I don't think
No, I
so.
don't think so.
What a wasted opportunity! So he could just sit down like that.
Hey,
It's so
partner.
good.
Uh, I guess he never sat like that in Picard. I never even looked
He was
for it.
already seated.
Yeah, they should have a whole like conversation in season 2 of Picard.
He
Like,
was-
how come you don't sit how I remember?
He was too busy making pizza.
I was going to say a joke, but I won't say.
See, I can't believe I did not know this. John made a cameo in Star Wars.
Mm.
Yeah,
he was like a voice or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, they used some stock footage of his voice for the
the
spot.
alien that rats them out.
Yeah.
At the port. It's like sped up footage of.
So they use his voice.
Hey, Pilgrim, I'm gonna rat out some rebels here.
Well, I guess I shot first.
That's right.
McClunky.
McClunky. Pilgrim. Let's see. Mo Fantasy. Can you fit in? Not yet. So
I'll take off. Before I do want to advertise how I'm reading old ass books because I have nothing else going on. So
Hang on.
Geese and Worcester is great. PG Woodhouse, Gary, just before anybody attacks you, is awesome. And these things were written. This copyright on this is like 1925.
Nice.
This stuff is awesome, and it's really funny. And there's also a TV series, like I said, with Hugh Laurie and Stephen Fry that might be on YouTube in its entirety. Maybe, just maybe.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's great. So that's what I'm doing with my time, is reading old things and watching old things, because I have nothing else going on besides that and YouTube content.
I'm glad you know about the TV series. Yeah, you were saying in the chat you were getting Glad you're aware of this TV series,
It's amazing how to understand the dichotomy of women. You have to understand how I crush on Bertie Wooster and Reginald G's at the same time, and then you will understand how ladies think. Anyways, I'm gonna take off now. Bye, everybody.
Take it easy,
Bye, Ginger.
See you later.
Kapla.
We appreciate you. Kapla.
Guys, I'm gonna take off as well. Little promotion: if you want to watch a good movie without politics, just entertainment, watch Nobody. It's basically a John Wick movie, and it's freaking amazing.
Really good. Bob Odenkirk. I'm gonna watch it tonight, or probably after the Inquisition. I was gonna try to watch it before, but I don't think that's possible. So I got to catch up on a bunch of other stuff.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.
Take care.
See you.
I also wanted to put up this that for the real BBC, if you don't want to, I think you should read the comic books, but this is the because it's impossible to find. It was only made on cassette, and the cassettes are more than I am willing to pay. I had them. I don't know where the hell they are now. I might still have them, but this is the Kingdom Come audio adventure. It's
we shared many a dinner together.
It's fully dramatized audio adventure of it's abridged, but it's the Kingdom Come comic.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
have
have,
to listen to that.
I have the comic and it in book form as well, and it's just the chef's kiss.
Pure Alex Ross there. Lovely.
Yep. Unfortunately, Mark Wade's involved too, but we can forget about that.
I saw the cassettes on Amazon. I think they were like $900.
$900 Mo Fantasy. That's what that was on Amazon, and I could not find one.
I would have to sell several of my figures just to own it.
No, I guarantee you go somewhere in the Midwest to a used bookstore, you will find them in the or Salvation Army or something like that. You'll find the cassette version somewhere for like 50 cents. It's around. You just got to look.
So I've been watching Stargate, and there was one thing that I wanted to bring up, and it was this General Hammond that they have. You've got your classic Army general, and this TV show makes this general somewhat fucking normal. And it's so nice to see. Like, it's not like some stupid, like shoot everything, don't listen to anybody. It's like a really principled general who stands up for everything he needs to, but also listens to his team and like takes input. And I'm like, where the hell did they come up with this like normal character?
He was
he's one of my favorites.
I'm like expecting
he was so reasonable and just such a guy you could have a beer with or tell your problems to. I remember, really liking him.
How far are you into Stargate?
Oh, I'm like halfway through season 2.
Oh, you got a ton of great stuff. Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Oh,
I envy you.
10 seasons, so I'm starting here.
Well, but when you get to the later seasons, you're gonna have to. Well, you should watch Atlantis interspersed with SG-1 because they came out at the same time, and they have.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You probably know. I apologize. I'm nerd-splaining.
Exactly what I was looking into because I watched the movie. I didn't even watch it with subtitles because it's a fucking like 90s movie. You don't need subtitles. Blah blah blah. Here's my evil plan. Whatever. But it was good, and so I started watching SG-1, but I don't know when to watch Atlantis.
Okay, well, if you Google it, there's plenty of people that tell you but you just look at the production order or the release order, and you'll basically be going one and one for a while because an SG-1 episode would come out, then in Atlantis, then in SG-1, then Atlantis, and you'll get the hang of it.
Okay, I mean that sounds fun. Hell.
You will know in SG-1 because SG-1 introduces Atlantis. So once you see Atlantis show up in SG-1, you'll know to start looking at that point.
Excellent.
And
that was a cool character.
There was I hated the movie. That's why I never watched the show. I couldn't stand
the movie is very different than the show.
It was
different tone, completely different tone.
It's one of the few movies I've seen that I didn't like Kurt Russell in.
Oh, Kurt Russell was ridiculous. And now they have like this other guy who's like the new Kurt Russell. He's like way better for the TV show.
Well, yeah, and I didn't realize for years that it's Richard Dean Anderson who was MacGyver. I didn't know that was MacGyver, so I first saw him as the General. So when I thought MacGyver was just like supposed to be this really, I don't know, but when I saw him, I was like, wait, that's MacGyver. So.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is Richard Dean Anderson played a better Kurt Russell in the TV show than Kurt Russell played Kurt Russell, so to speak, in the movie. I think people were looking for Kurt Russell to be himself, but instead in the movie he played this drab kind of like, oh, my son's dead, I want to kill myself, and I was just like, I don't like seeing
it was really so bad. Like, why are you like looking off into space, dude? You're Kurt Russell. Like, you should be locked and loaded. But it was
I've
good
been
enough.
getting into the disappointment. So yeah, Jay Davidson changed a little bit since he was in that movie. By the way, that's him on the right.
I've been looking into Hot Toys, and I want to get a Kurt Russell figure, but I'm thinking, which one do I get? Snake Plissken or Big Trouble in Little China?
Big Trouble in Little China.
The character, but
Big Trouble comes with more stuff. It comes with more stuff. But yeah, there were trans actors in movies back in the 90s.
That can't be true, Gary.
That's not true. That's not what I heard.
I read recently
That's not what I heard at
that
all.
Star Trek was first. Discovery.
Yeah. Rocky Horror Picture Show never existed.
Yeah.
Trans people didn't exist before 2014.
Nope. Never heard of David Bowie.
Rocky Horror was so
like
good.
it's hilarious. These people like think they're the first people ever to come up with some of this stuff. It's like, like I want to pat them all on the head and say, "Sure, you did. That's great. You're doing great. You came up with this all on your own."
Right after Falcon and Winter Soldier, the Iron Patriot was trending on Twitter because everybody was going, explain this then, please.
Yeah, it's the ultimate "you tried" moment. It's like,
you tried.
Here's your participation trophy.
That's the
participation trophy, as you might notice, is much smaller than everyone else's, and there's a reason for that. But
by the way, does everybody know the Falcon's black? I just found this out.
It took me about the 4th episode to realize.
Okay, yeah, I watched all the movies, everything. It wasn't until about the 5th episode I was like, oh yeah.
We need to put your headphones on, buddy or lady. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I'm not. I don't want to assume. Anybody's gender here.
Did anybody?
We were getting some.
Yes, that me.
No, Cash. Say something, Cash.
Did anybody get annoyed when the Sam's nephews kept calling him Uncle Sam over and over again? It seemed like they were trying to reappropriate Uncle Sam.
that was definitely a moment that was kind of like the going through the barrier moment. I was just like, "Are we doing this?"
I was so bored by the boat shit, I didn't even notice it. I was like, fucking boat, sink for Christ's sake.
That would be I actually am kind of hoping that at the end there's a big battle for no reason at the dock, so it can just have a missile launched at it. And oops, I guess I have to move on.
Shield to the boat so it fucking flies out. It does something and kills some bad guys because that's like Herschel's farm times 10, that damn boat. Sorry.
When they were
I was hoping they would take in the boat into the ocean like in Forrest Gump to go up against the hurricane.
Yep.
I was about ready to say I was looking for him to rename it Jenny 1 when he's about ready to paint over the name.
That's it.
I'm curious if it's the same boat.
Jenny.
All I know is that when I hear Forrest Gump, I'm reminded of Tropic Thunder, Simple Jack. I saw that the other day.
Yes.
Still holds up.
Yeah, actually, I would say this episode reminds me of it because of the whole middle section. They went full CW. Never go full CW.
Oh, God.
It's just characters sitting in hallways or in a home talking about their feelings.
Yep.
Stop flirting with my sister.
Yeah.
I'm 30 years old and I'm supposed to be 17 and I'm in a hallway.
Yeah. That was so forced, and it was just like, oh my god! You can tell that we need to have. Sam needs to have a sister, and she needs to own something and have her own agency, and we need to show her doing, particular things to show. It's so.
Yeah, I actually was thinking about this while watching it. There needs to be I'm sure, kind of like how Quartering had posted that about like the men dynamic on the show. There's got to be a dialogue dynamic somewhere that shows like if there's a man and a woman on the screen, the woman always puts the man down. If there's a man and a woman and a black female on the screen, the black female wins out and puts the two men on the screen down. It's like clicked.
The oppression Olympics again.
It's called the Bechdel. Are you guys familiar with that?
Too familiar. But it's not just that. It's like every scene there is a dynamic going on where if there's a person of color on the screen, they get to put down everyone else.
It's not putting down. It's asserting power.
Asserting power. It's like
power
so,
over that person, and that's the intersectionalism.
Yeah, and it's so forced, and it sticks out.
Putting them in their place.
Because you're like, how can they not? Well, because they're dumb. But like, how can you not notice this when you're writing it? That it's like it just sticks out so poorly.
They don't care.
Well, yeah, I know they don't care.
I think they also want it to stand out. They want people to be like, "Oh, I'm learning from this fucking show."
And they are saying that, Ace. And when I hear that, my cringe muscles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I stop getting angry now whenever they virtue signal. When they virtue signal, I don't get angry because I know that they don't mean a single thing they say anyway. So they don't even believe in that ideology. They're just catering towards a small group.
As far as we're into this project, as far as we're into this project of whatever we start, I don't know. I'm like, I go day by day, and I didn't expect to get in the culture war when I started my channel. So it's like going on a couple of years now. There's still people going, "Oh, I had no idea this was going on," and
oh yeah,
you got to welcome them. You can't get mad at them. But yeah, like I said, I heard Robert Meyer Burnett going, "They really tackled some serious issues in Falcon and Winter Soldier." And I'm like, "Oh, dude."
See, I really would love to be in the writer's room when they write this stuff, because do they have a chart or do they have like a wall with, pictures and strings and stuff going on? Okay, so if this person talks and this person talks and one's a woman but one's a Muslim, like who wins in this?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Is like that they have to have something like that in the writer's room because that's the only way you can come up with
like an intersectional chart.
Okay,
Yeah, there's got to be an intersectional chart somewhere.
Did you watch the live stream where I showed you that intersectional chart?
Oh no!
It's a whole dinosaurs? Gene Roddenberry, not him, but like the Roddenberry program thing. Yeah, you did an expose on it.
Yeah, I might have to put that in a video and not just in a live stream. But yeah, they absolutely have power structures, Jester. My guess is when they get to a draw, they're like, oh my god, Muslim woman, black woman. They break out their 20-sided oppression dice. And
oh no, this person rolled 20.
Yes.
Their woke bingo card.
I actually think that they would actively avoid a scene like that. And when those scenes do show up, they're sitting around talking about who's the most powerful, kind of like in WandaVision.
Well, Doctor Who, Tecteun. They're like, we need to write this really amazing woman of science because we need women in STEM. And she built her own ship. And she went out by herself into the depths of space, and she found this little black girl, and she's going to help her because white feminism. This is where they start writing themselves into a corner because that's the white savior. So the white.
Let's remember, don't give her a single line of dialogue whatsoever.
Yes, absolutely. So the white savior comes in.
Gary, are you going to buy the hot toy of Jodie Whittaker from Big Chief Studios?
I'll tell you in just a second. So you've got the white savior saved the little black girl, and then they killed the little black girl because the white savior wasn't watching her. The little black girl was killed by a little Asian boy, we're going to say. And then they killed children of color and women over and over again. And that's where they're like, oh shit. So that was supposed to be the white male role, where they experiment and do all the killing and create the Time Lords, and that's where they wrote themselves into a woke corner because they didn't have their oppression. Well, that's my guess.
Didn't the white woman turn into like a white male the first time she regenerated? So she became the oppressor at that point.
Black guy. No, she was a black man first time.
Black man.
I honestly was expecting the twist for all of Doctor Who to be the entire society was women at first, but they had to lower themselves to men. So,
but the division right? The division, which was that offshoot, because that had nothing to do with the division in the fandom, was led by a woman again. So, but it was a white woman. So I guess you could kind of see the intersectionalism moved away from the white savior. But that was my guy who I talked to about Doctor Who. That was the one thing he was talking about, is that was being brought up, was they are very concerned with Jodie's. It got to him. The whole Dr. Karen thing really got to him. Like really got to him. And that they're starting to think about that, because there is a real beef in intersectional feminism about the white women co-opting the whole fucking thing. So that's a real thing that they're considering now, and they started considering after the BLM movement.
But they just now figured out Karens of the world are the worst.
These people don't watch any of this shit. That's the thing. We all know is we're on the ground level. We're the fans, so we notice the change first because we know what we like. But they have no idea. They're years away from figuring out what we talk about right now. A couple of years, they might figure it out.
So what you're saying is they think really slowly. Takes them 2 years to realize something.
Really slow. Like Lois and Clark might be from somebody noticing, like, hey, maybe if we just and not Lois and Clark, but you know what I mean. And I don't know where this was going, but maybe it was a consideration of maybe if we just take all the politics out of this stuff and just try to make a show. Let's try it. Like, what, it couldn't hurt us at all.
Well, you were talking about the white women thing. That's probably why Kathleen Kennedy is running. She's kind of put herself in the background, especially after the whole Fade In thing. She's not able to push that kind of agenda anymore.
Well, she always goes in the background. Whenever there's strife, she disappears. She completely disappears. She
fades away.
Oh yeah, she fades away.
Well, she's very JJ in that. If something goes bad, she fades into the background. And if something's going well, there she is to take the credit and fades in.
The one thing that I think, despite all the rumors, I think we can all agree on is she's super thin-skinned, and she's not creative. And and she has a giant chip on her shoulder from working under Spielberg for so long, and not feeling like she didn't get enough credit when maybe she was just an up-jump producer, and power went to her freaking head when she went to Disney, and she was willing to betray fucking George and everybody. And I think she's really safe. I think her contract protects her. I think George, I haven't seen the contract, but he named her without Disney's knowledge, right? He put her in charge so he would have a person that he could maybe control, but the problem is that person then betrayed him.
And
so
he stabbed him in the back.
At this point, the whole Kathleen Kennedy, George Lucas saga is far more interesting than anything Disney's produced.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that.
So do any of you really think she's gone?
No, not at all. Not even close.
I'll believe it when I see it.
When they burn the files that she has stored away, perhaps, or the secret evidence of whatever the hell's keeping her there. I don't know.
I can tell you when she decides to.
I can believe that some executives made a decision to have her be less of a face of the company, but I don't believe that she's out from making decisions, because that had to have been, it was ultra embarrassing for them, the whole Fade In Oscar thing, to the point that was tanking the downvotes on the Oscar. So I don't think she's out, but I think where it probably stems from is people on an executive level saying, hey, look, you being out there and being the face of all this is bad for us. So you can still do everything. You can still control everything. We just want less of you in front of the camera.
And what I love is the videos on their YouTube channel are still getting ratioed. It hasn't ended. It hasn't stopped. It's all the comments are either Forbes article quotes or Gina Carano quotes. Everything's like I saw one. It was 10,000 to 1,000 just recently. The only one that isn't ratioed is, for some god awful reason, the Bad Batch trailer.
Can't imagine why.
I love Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I love that series, but the Bad Batch, no, not watching. I don't care.
So who had the leak that suggested that she has things about an island that we won't mention that the Disney executives visited, and that's why they're keeping her? I mean, we all suspect it.
Yeah, that's 4chan. I wouldn't believe that. I can't believe that. I mean, yes, there are people who probably had connection to that island all over Hollywood, but they're free. But they got rid of that guy, because he didn't kill himself. So
he did not.
They're absolutely okay. Now, would she be that high up? Okay. Steven Spielberg is a big power player in Hollywood. He has fallen behind the scenes, but he is a puppet master in that town. And he is very much I think a secret Marxist. I personally think he's a secret Marxist. I always have for a long time now, since he kind of sold out to Hollywood, and he didn't especially when he exposed himself, when that one guy who turned in all the people during it's in the Razor Fist video, during the Red Scare in Hollywood, and there was one producer who did drop dime on a bunch of people going, no, they're Marxists. They go to meetings and stuff, and he got an award about 20 years ago, and again, it's in the Razor Fist video. Patrick Stewart came out against it, and when he got this award, a bunch of people got up and clapped, like Warren Beatty, which was kind of surprising, but who didn't come up. They sat down with their hands folded, were Kate Capshaw, Steven Spielberg. Didn't fucking, they look pissed. So I think the reason Jar Jar's in power is because Steven Spielberg, that's why he comes off as this really nice, affable guy. And I remember when he was completely dissed by Hollywood, like Hollywood wouldn't have anything to do with this guy, and he should have won Best Pictures and stuff, but then he became one of them. And how deep it goes, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think there's one single puppet master in Hollywood. I think it's just a bunch of like-minded people going in the same direction.
It would make sense that he is a big power player, though, because he gave them the summer blockbusters owed to him. A watchable, actually entertaining and deep Oscar winner in Saving Private Ryan, that goes to him. So I can see him. Maybe he's not like he's not ultra producer, but he's got to be more major than anybody realizes because of how much he has done for Hollywood. Hollywood, in quotes.
Yeah. His name, remember? I mean, guys and gals my age, remember when his name was just on there as a producer? Everybody saw it. Everybody went.
Was it like he did didn't he have something to do with AI? I know it was like Kubrick. It was Kubrick and
directed it.
Yeah. So I hated AI. It was the most depressing black pill stuff ever. But it, because it had his name on it, I was like, oh, I'll go see it.
Yeah, back in the 80s, I remember every movie had, Steven Spielberg either produced or directed or something, and everybody went and saw it, So
Stanley Kubrick, if he would have directed AI, I think it would have been much better. I think but that Spielberg tried. He came in and tried. I know some people like the movie. I can't stand it though.
It was already a long movie. Kubrick
it's a long movie, and it goes
nowhere.
I can't think of another movie I've seen that's more depressing, and it just goes from one depressing set piece to another.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of depressing, I'm going to head off, Gary. I didn't really have much to say today. I'm just really glad you're back. Just wanted to say hello to everyone as well. Sure. I love that we're all being creators and we're all doing our own thing. I think that's fantastic. And so I'm just going to sit back, chill, and watch you guys finish off your conversation. Glad you're back, man. Glad you're back.
Jump out. Thanks. We're actually going to jump out there. Thanks, Stetson Gold. We'll give everybody words because I do have to go.
Hey, Gary, Eric wanted me to remind you that you're supposed to email me about my dad's vinyl record collection.
Okay. I will remember. Thank you very much. That's right.
I sent a couple, but I didn't want to send any more. I didn't want you to be annoyed with me because,
you got to keep sending them because what happens is, I'm still catching up from vacation.
I know, but I'm a mom, so it's annoying when the kids bug you, and we're your kids, so.
Okay. Keep bugging. That's the way to get through. That's the way you get through. It's nothing personal. It's just I don't have.
I totally knew. Like you guys were trying to look for a house and doing a million other things. So.
But yeah, thanks. We'll try to get you connected with somebody who can afford it, basically, because it'll be very, very expensive. Very expensive.
Oh shit, sorry, and I got to say a quick congratulations to my brother. He's having his first child, and I'm going to be an uncle for the first time. So
Oh, congrats.
Congrats.
Any final words, Bird of Prey?
What's up,
You
my
know,
friend?
if you want to find me, birdopray5.com.
All righty. Thanks, Bird. Any final words, Mo Fantasy?
I don't really have a channel or anything to plug. I'm just here to visit with you guys. Gary, I picked up Kingdom Come last week so I could get prepared for the real BBC next week. It was amazing. Thank you for the suggestion. I am curious, do you have a list like Gary's favorite comics? I also picked up the new Ninja Turtles the other day.
Last Ronin.
1 and 2, and that was pretty good too. So I appreciate that recommendation, but just curious what else is out there.
Oh, I do. I mean, if you want to really embark on something big, John Byrne's entire run on the Fantastic Four, Frank Miller's entire run on Daredevil.
I did pick up the Daredevil compendium. I couldn't get the singles, so I picked up the full book.
Yeah, that's the singles are way too expensive. But yeah, that I can get down a list of singular issues too. I got a ton of like little specials that I love. Maybe I'll work on a comprehensive one. Thank you, Mo Fantasy. David.
Hey, what's going on? So I do have a little channel. It's playing badly. We do mostly video game streams, but I do some videos on this stuff, on the intersectional stuff and entertainment. Gary, I have to tell you and Az the other day on the Real BBC, I did a super chat talking about my amputation surgery. You all are more than welcome to roast me on that one, okay? Because y'all were a little apprehensive about it.
Yeah, that's serious. You lost a piece of your body. I mean,
yeah, like it was okay. It was just a small piece. It was just it was partial amputation, but like I was out of the hospital in 30 minutes. Like after they did the surgery, I was out in 30 minutes. I haven't had any pain, so it's not that big of a deal. But
Glad you didn't let a scratch.
I have put the link in the private chat if anybody wants to see it. But Gary, you're kind of an inspiration to me. Like you're probably my favorite YouTuber. I love your videos. I love your live streams, and you've inspired me to do the same thing. Like between the two jobs that I have. So so thank you.
There we go. There's 75 subs. It's playing badly. Right on. You got content. Valheim.
Yes. I watch Az's stuff all the time when he does Valheim videos, but me and a friend have been doing it, and I've also got a couple things on pop culture and stuff. When I only do stories that kind of move me. You know, I don't try to keep up on everything. So
it's got to be something you care about.
Yep.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
We'll say Cash. Any final words, my friend?
I got nothing to plug, but I just kind of want to show off my new toy.
Show off your new toy, bud. I got Sideshow Cyclops. It came out. Oh,
that's beautiful.
Badass. I got to get that.
Yeah, no, pre-cooked Cyclops. Awesome.
Pre-cooked Cyclops.
The jacket looks so good.
Jacket looks great. Nice. Oh, look at those colors too. They pop. See, I love that. I'm moving away from the movie ones and I'm going towards the comic ones for when they're cheaper and they're comic. That's what I love.
No, there's two others available for pre-order right now. There's a Wolverine and a Gambit one that come out next 6 months.
Yep.
I plan on getting both of those.
And they look better than like Medicom did a version of this, but these look better. These look great. Yep. Excellent. Awesome, man. Cool. Thanks for sharing. Oh shit. I didn't mean to do that.
You boomered it again.
I boomed
Well, that's why we're here. We love the show.
Squishy. Now let's add him back. Sorry.
All good.
This is what I did before when I exited myself out of the chat room twice.
Final words, Ace Mr. Freeze.
Hey, so I'm a little bit of a chipmunk right now, but now that these teeth are out, I will be focusing on starting up my channel, which will be focused on book reviews. So ideally once a week, starting in about mid-May, I'll be talking about sci-fi books, history books, a lot of nonfiction, a lot of assorted fiction. Some of it's going to be more like highbrowish, like intellectual based, like reading economics books and shit like that, but just so I can then roast people who think they're smart. That's basically the point of that. So it's like when you hear Marxists talk about economics, like, you don't read economics textbooks, do you?
Yeah,
You could
they don't.
probably start
No, they
with
don't.
84 and cover a lot of that.
No. I have some good stuff lined up. So it'll be fun. And thanks, everyone. I love being here.
We love having you, my friend. And Jester of Roanoke, any final words?
I wish I had something to plug. I think I've put together all of 2 videos because I got a family. But I guess my last thing is that I was going to say earlier was it amazes me the reverse order that they've been writing the TV shows, where like the movies, you got Cap, Thor, and Iron Man in their costumes and everything right off the bat. But with the new stuff, you have to wait for an entire crummy series to slog its way along to get to the end, to get to costume. And that's it.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. With Falcon and Winter Soldier, there's plenty to criticize without even, and I know race is the main thing in there, but there's plenty to criticize before you even get to the part.
You could totally ignore all the racial stuff in it and just getting to its meat and bones. It's just incredible how badly written it is. And that's all I have to say is that I love your content, love watching everybody else's content, because it's like listening to my own thoughts be vented on everything that's going on, and the way it's just so, incredible. In the bad way, incredible.
All right. What's up, Eric?
Hey, greetings and salutations, everyone. I just wanted to say thanks all the members for being so awesome, being so helpful in chat. Hey, any questions, just ask me and I will pass it along the way. And I watched. Yes.
How's Warren?
Warren's doing great.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just talked to him yesterday, and I'll probably message him sometime today, see how he's doing. But yeah, things are so much better.
They are. I had a quick conversation with him on DMs, and he sounded better. That was 4 or 5 days ago, though, so I don't know if anything's changed. But yeah, we're always thinking about.
No, it's all good. So yeah, things are so much better. So
yes, I like that name. Inject some common sense. Inject it. Infect the SJW with common sense, because they've infected us.
Yes, please.
They haven't infected me.
You know what's upset me the most? And I was just thinking about this, is that one of my favorite shows, La Femme Nikita, they always said if you were they're going to put you to death, right? They'd say they would cancel you. And so they've ruined my show. These asshats have ruined my favorite show, right? Because cancel culture.
It's a good show. You have any final words? Inject some common sense?
Yeah, I have a quick question.
Yep.
So we've been thinking about starting up a YouTube channel, but we really don't have anything like one thing that we want to cover. We're kind of like all over the place, but we're real nervous. How would you suggest we start?
Well, I mean, that's I would start with your interest, whatever your interests are in, if it's nerddom or politics or whatever you want to talk about, and just kind of feel it out. You know, it's going to take time anyway for you to kind of feel out what your, what will bring the audience in, because sometimes YouTube decides that for you. Right. You've seen channels that used to do reviews, but then they talk about rumors and stuff. And that's because YouTube decided that for them, and there's a point, where you get, where the traction will come in, so you'll see what people will like. But I would stick with just what you know and be as authentic as you can.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we should just start with like multiple channels for multiple things, or if we should just try to throw it all in one.
I would try to throw it all in one first, because there's different reasons people go to channels, but I think the main one will be, I go to this channel for its information, or I go to this channel for this person. And I think YouTube is mainly based on the person. I don't think people really care about getting information first.
I would agree.
Yeah, I think it's really based on, I'd like to hear this person's take or whatever. That's what I do. I mean, like, the news could be stale as hell, but I'm going to go to Az and Jeremy and to see what they think about stuff. And I don't care how old the news is, and I don't care how many people have talked about it.
See, but you guys got good voices. Like, I love listening to you and Muller and everybody. I hear my voice on playback and I cringe. So I'm going to have to get comfortable.
That's how everybody feels about their own voice.
Yeah, I feel like I have a Mickey Mouse voice. Like, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
People tell me I sound like my dad, and I'm like, my dad's got this like crazy deep voice, and when I hear myself, I sound like a spring butterfly to myself. So whatever it goes.
No, you guys all sound great. I just sound like a valley girl. I feel like I don't know.
Just need to smoke for 30 years.
Yeah, take up smoking. No, it's terrible.
I already smoke. It has
Yeah,
no.
no, totally bad deal. That's why my voice is deep.
Okay, I'm gonna run. Thanks everyone. The only what do I got? So that A Song of Ice and Fire book club I talked about. I'm gonna start it on the 10-year anniversary of Dance with Dragons on the release date. That'll be July 12th. 2021 will be 10 years since the Dance with Dragons, and I figure I'm going to put all of my work into that book to good use because I'm never going to get an ending from George. So I'm going to go through the boiled. We're going to do the boiled leather book club, which is the combination of A Feast for Crows and A Dance with Dragons, because that's actually one book split up, and they have a specific order that the chapters go in, and it's a massive book. But once you get through that, you could probably piece together the end, and compared to what we had from the show, because the show gave us the ending to the books. So it's just it's filling in what happened between those two, and that will give me closure. That's personally going to give me closure. Plus, it's something fun to do. I want to do more fun stuff on the show. So we're going to do that on July 12th, and then hopefully. When X-Ray Girl gets caught up, or Super Chat Square Up, there's going to be a big long one coming out on Thursday or Friday morning. I think it's 2 or 3 hours. But
wow.
Yeah. Well, I've been waiting for her. She's been getting caught up. I was trying to read all of them over again, but it was just taking way too long. So we got her. She's been going through shows, and she's fast. She's so good. Oh my God, she is so good.
Well, Canada's like on fire right now, so I can only imagine which. Oh my God.
Yeah, I saw a Viva Phrase video last night about the police state that they were in, that they dialed back a little bit, but it's terrible. Sorry for you guys up there, man.
Well, they just had an incident in Austin too.
No.
What incident?
Shooting.
Oh.
Yeah, Matt just moved there, so yeah.
Is that the FedEx one?
No,
I was just going to say that.
Well, you coop people up for a long, long time. Yeah, that's going to happen.
Coop people up, and you send fear porn to them daily and hourly, and tell them the world is burning. So
they call that CNN.
Yeah.
They should just start showing real porn 24/7 on the news, because after a bunch of faps, I don't think anybody's going to get out and do nonsense.
I
live in UK's Portland, like the UK version of Portland. So.
We're gonna end this, and this is being public immediately. So all of your beautiful faces and voices will be heard by the general public on Nerdrotic Live. So thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thanks, Eric K. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Gary.